For over 60 years, Jack's Donuts has been a beloved Indiana staple, known for its pink and white boxes, warm glazed treats, and a community spirit that's as rich as its recipes. Generations have grown up with Jack's, making it more than just a bakery. It's a cherished tradition woven into the fabric of small-town life. But beneath the sugary surface, a financial crisis has threatened the company's survival, casting a shadow over the familiar comfort of morning coffee and donuts. On October 29, 2025, Jack's Donuts of Indiana Commissary LLC filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, along with two related companies. The move sent shockwaves through the local business community and left many wondering what went wrong. This move isn't a shutdown, but a last-ditch effort to reorganize and keep the ovens running. Employees still arrive before dawn, determined to keep the tradition alive, even as uncertainty looms. The filing shocked loyal customers and the local business community, raising doubts about the brand's future. For many, Jack's is more than a donut shop. It's a gathering place, a source of pride, and a symbol of resilience. Chapter 11 offers a lifeline, but the process is grueling and uncertain. The company must navigate complex legal hurdles, mounting paperwork, and tough negotiations. The company faces millions in debt, legal challenges, and strained franchise relationships. Tensions are high as everyone involved tries to protect their stake in the legacy. Leadership insists stores will stay open and donuts will keep coming, but the path ahead is steep. Employees and franchisees are holding on to hope, working hard to reassure customers and keep the doors open. The bankruptcy marks a turning point for this 64-year-old business, forcing it to confront its past and rethink its future. The company must now convince creditors, partners, and customers that it can recover. Every conversation, every meeting, is a chance to rebuild trust and chart a new course. The story of Jack's Donuts is entering its most uncertain chapter yet, with the outcome hanging in the balance. The details emerging from the bankruptcy show just how tough the road to recovery will be. Every number tells a story of struggle, but also of the fight to survive. For this Indiana icon, the stakes have never been higher. The next steps will determine whether Jack's Donuts remains a sweet memory or rises again to serve future generations. The bankruptcy documents revealed a harsh reality. Jack's Donuts owed over $14 million, a staggering sum that sent shockwaves through the company's leadership and employees alike. The numbers were more than just figures on a page. They represented years of hard work, dreams, and the livelihoods of hundreds of people. Yet, when the assets were tallied, the company owned just over $1.4 million in value. The gap between what was owed and what was owned was not just significant, it was catastrophic, threatening the very existence of the business. This massive shortfall exposed the depth of the crisis, leaving the company teetering on the edge of collapse. The financial decline was not sudden, but the scale of the problem had become impossible to ignore. The company's creditor list included up to 199 entities, from major banks to local suppliers, all waiting to be paid. Each unpaid invoice represented a relationship strained and trust eroded. The commissary, once seen as the heart of a modernized business, had become a financial sinkhole. Suppliers grew wary, questioning whether they would ever be paid for their goods and services. Lenders, too, pulled back, tightening credit and making normal operations nearly impossible. The company's ability to function day-to-day was now in jeopardy. Chapter 11 was the only way to pause the collapse and seek a path forward, offering a slim hope of restructuring and recovery. The dream of centralized production had turned into a costly misstep, with expensive equipment now sitting idle and unused. Now, Jack's Donuts must prove to a judge and its creditors that it can restructure and survive. Every decision will be scrutinized, and every plan must be convincing. The company's future hinges on whether it can close the gap between what it owes and what it owns, and restore confidence among those it depends on. The journey through Bankruptcy Court will decide if Jack's Donuts can rebuild its foundation, or if the cracks will prove too deep to repair. The stakes are high, and time is running out. Every day brings new challenges, and the pressure mounts with each passing deadline. The next steps will determine if this Indiana favorite can rise again, or if it will become just another cautionary tale in the world of business. Jack's Donuts' financial woes quickly spilled into the courtroom. Before bankruptcy, at least 11 lawsuits resulted in over $1 million in judgments against the company. Old National Bank alone won a $3.5 million judgment, a devastating blow that strained cash flow and trust. Carter Logistics, responsible for delivering donuts, sued for nearly $800,000 in unpaid bills, threatening the entire supply chain. These lawsuits revealed a breakdown in trust with key partners and added crushing legal costs. The company's inability to pay its bank or delivery service sent shockwaves through its operations. Legal battles drained resources and accelerated the rush to bankruptcy court. The combination of mounting debt and relentless lawsuits created a perfect storm. Bankruptcy became the only option to halt the chaos and seek a fresh start. The legal fallout continues to haunt Jack's Donuts as it fights for survival. Financial and legal troubles weren't the only storm clouds over Jack's Donuts. In May 2025, Indiana's Secretary of State issued a cease and desist order against CEO Lee Markham and his companies for selling unregistered securities. The state alleged that Markham bypassed laws meant to protect investors, cutting off a crucial funding source. This regulatory action raised serious questions about the company's leadership and business practices. The ongoing investigation threatened further penalties and deepened the crisis. The public rebuke damaged the company's reputation, making recovery even harder. Selling unregistered securities is a serious violation, carrying heavy fines and possible criminal charges. For a company already on the brink, this was a devastating blow. The regulatory scrutiny added another layer of uncertainty to an already dire situation. The path to recovery now faced even more obstacles. The crisis traces back to a bold and ambitious strategic shift in 2023, a year that would prove pivotal for Jack's Donuts and its future. Jack's Donuts invested heavily to open a massive state-of-the-art commissary in Newcastle, aiming to centralize production for all franchise locations under one roof. The goal was clear: achieve consistency, boost efficiency, and streamline the supply chain to support rapid growth and a unified brand experience. For decades, each shop made its own donuts from scratch, a cherished tradition that created a sense of community and authenticity customers adored. The new model abruptly ended that, requiring franchisees to purchase all products exclusively from the commissary, fundamentally changing daily operations. Centralized production promised cost savings and brand consistency, but it also introduced huge risks and new vulnerabilities. The company now faced the daunting task of managing complex logistics and daily deliveries to dozens of stores spread across the region. The entire system's success depended on the flawless operation of a single, centralized facility. Any disruption could halt production everywhere. The enormous investment in the commissary created a financial burden the company simply couldn't bear, straining resources to the breaking point. Instead of the promised efficiency, the move led to mounting costs, operational headaches, and a cascade of unforeseen challenges. The dream of modernization, once so full of promise, quickly unraveled into a financial nightmare that threatened the company's very survival. The bankruptcy filing exposed the staggering price of this strategic gamble, leaving a cautionary tale for others in the industry. The commissary model didn't just change logistics, it altered the franchisee relationship. Franchisees lost control over production, becoming dependent on the central company for supply and pricing. Rising commissary costs squeezed profit margins, while delivery delays risked empty shelves and lost sales. The pride of making fresh donuts in-house was replaced by unboxing deliveries. Some franchisees and customers felt the brand lost its local charm. The bankruptcy left franchisees in limbo, reliant on a struggling supplier. The centralized model's weakness was exposed. If the hub fails, every spoke suffers. Franchisees now face uncertainty, caught in the fallout of corporate missteps. Their investments and livelihoods hang in the balance. The crisis has tested the resilience of the entire franchise system. After the bankruptcy news broke, Jack's Donuts moved fast to reassure customers. The company posted on Facebook, emphasizing that Chapter 11 was a reorganization, not a closure. They promised uninterrupted operations and reaffirmed their commitment to quality and community. The message clarified that only the commissary and related entities were affected, not the independent franchise stores. This distinction was crucial to protect franchisees and keep customers coming. Leadership framed bankruptcy as a proactive step toward a stronger future. The company asked for patience and support during the transition. The official word, Jack's Donuts, was down but not out. The brand's future now depends on delivering on these promises. Franchisees quickly took to social media to reassure their own customers. They stressed their stores were independently owned and not closing, distancing themselves from the commissary's troubles. Some showed solidarity with the brand, while others began to break away. A few locations rebranded entirely, emerging as Boomtown Donuts to escape the fallout. These moves revealed deep cracks within the franchise system. Some franchisees are betting on a successful reorganization. Others are forging new paths. The pressure is immense, and each decision shapes the future of the brand. Franchisees are caught between loyalty to a legacy and the need for survival. Their choices in the coming months will determine the fate of the donut empire. The unity that once defined Jack's Donuts is now at a crossroads. Jack's Donuts began in 1961 as a family shop and grew into a regional icon. Its deep community roots are now its greatest asset in this crisis. The company must craft a credible plan to restructure $14 million in debt and restore profitability. This may mean tough negotiations, cost-cutting, and rethinking the commissary model. Franchisees are central to the brand's survival, but their confidence is shaken. Some may rebrand to secure their own futures, while others hope for a turnaround. Without franchisee support, Jack's Donuts cannot endure. The story is a cautionary tale. Even beloved brands can falter. The road ahead is filled with legal, financial, and trust challenges. The company is counting on its legacy and loyal customers to pull through. For Indiana's donut lovers, the hope is that this sweet tradition can survive and thrive once again.